Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with a Combat Radio. Where am I? Where's my face gun? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi, where it's a special one. Because in the house we have none other than Xavier Miller.
Yes.
We've had some good news. We're having some of you guys come on. I'm going to bring them in one by one. So stick around, guys. Stick around. Yusuf, I see you in the background. Okay. So fresh back off the plane from Gibraltar, where you had some damn good success. It was a damn good night of boxing. It was a damn good night of entertainment for us over here watching as spectators. Talk to us. Talk to us. First of all, hello and welcome. You're back over here in the UK. You've been away for a long time. Just hello, Xavier Miller. Talk to us, my friend.
Listen, how are you, my good friend? That's the first thing. How are you?
First things first, you guys have come back and you brought the weather because it's beautiful over here.
Yeah, true. I was expecting a lot worse.
Yeah, so sun shining, it's beautiful. We had a great night of entertainment, and looking forward to talking not just to you, but we got some other little surprises during this interview. Glad to have you over here. Tell us about your experience.
Yeah, it's been a long camp. Obviously just focusing on Povetkin. I wasn't even interested in talking about any other heavyweight until we got this job done. Finally got the job done on Saturday. Dillian was outstanding. Hardly put a foot wrong. He was, he was just dominant. He asserted himself early. His jab was good. His power shots were good. He's controlling range really well. And a lot of the stuff that we've been working on, from when I first met Dillian, it's starting to come together now. It does take time. It's a process. And you guys saw the result, but all credit to Dillian. Again, he just unbelievable. And, I kept on my word, Rafi. I did say to you, the first interview I will do when I get back will be with you. I've known you for a long time, and you've always been consistent and respectful, and I can do nothing but respect that. So but yeah, it was a good night, and obviously Yusuf Kamari was also outstanding. And when I woke up in the morning, that's what I wanted. I wanted to open the show and close the show. So Yusuf was on first, spectacular. Kane Baker is not a guy that gets stopped regularly. Yeah. He's only ever been stopped outside his weight. He was in his natural weight for this fight, and Yusuf got him out of there. And a couple of things we could have done a little bit better, but on a whole, Yusuf done what he promised. He said that he's bringing, going to bring pressure. It's going to be explosive. Said it was going to be smoky, and he delivered. So I'm really happy with Yusuf's performance. Really happy with Dillian, and I wish them well and move on to the next stage, and we'll see what goes from here. But I'm really happy, and obviously now I'm focused fully on kprosper, who's fighting Sandor Martin out in Spain on the 23rd of April. He just started sparring today, but I've come back and he looks in good shape. So listen, things are going well, So I'm nothing to really complain about. This, it's all good.
Excellente. It was a real good feeling over here. I was concerned. I've never liked the matchup. Styles might fight. I've never liked the matchup between Povetkin and Dillian. Wanted to see Dillian get to where it should be, which is the mandatory WBC. Wanted to see him get that back. I was concerned. So I didn't say too much about it. Just let the thing play out, and we saw what happened. But before we get further into Dillian, we've got, you get value over here at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. You get value. You said we told you we had Xavier, but we like to be competitive, and we like to give you 2 for 1. Buy 1, get 1 free.
Super.
What's happening,
And
guys? What's happening? What's
in
happening?
comes man like never had him on the channel. We haven't had him on the channel before, have we?
No, I don't think so. First time.
I don't think so. First time making his debut. Yusuf Super Kamari. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I'm going to let Yusuf introduce himself. Yusuf, go ahead.
Listen, it's simple, man. I'm Super Yusuf Kamari, and I'm here for all the smoke. There's not much else to say. Not much else to say, man.
Boom, boom, boom. And you delivered the smoke on Saturday. Yusuf Super Kamari. Talk to us about that fight on Saturday, Yusuf. First of all, glad to have you on here. It's your debut. It's your first time, not the last time. So talk to us about your experience over there at Gibraltar. Start where you want to.
Now, do you know what? I was just privileged to be part of such a big event. You know, the majority of my career has been under the radar. You know, I haven't really been involved in such big events like that. So I was privileged just to have an opportunity. First of all, I wanted to go out there in the fight and make a statement. You know, I feel like I said earlier, I've been under the radar, so I needed to put everyone on notice and let them know, you know, I'm not here to play no games. I'm here to smash everyone up, you know. And I think I did that, getting the stoppage. Kane Baker's a guy, everyone knows he's tough, he's durable. No one really gets him out. I think he's only been stopped by 2 other people, and Conor Ben, and that was at 2-3 weights above, and another guy, I'm not too sure what happened there, but you don't really get stopped. He normally takes people the distance. So, you know, me stopping him, getting him out in 5, it's a statement. It shows the guys, you know, I'm not someone to play with. I'm here. You know, they didn't want to let me in, but I've kicked down the door now, and I'm here to stay.
Yep.
Yeah. Xavier, come in there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, Yusuf's one of the best fighters I've ever had. He's just naturally very talented. He's also part of my amateur system. Won things as an amateur. We went out to Denmark, beat up his opponent, got boxed of the night. When we were leaving, he said, I'm not losing this fight. I don't care where we're traveling to, I'm not losing. But that's his mentality. We also went out to Germany, again, won that fight. You know, Yusuf's won box cups. He's won the Southern area belt as an amateur at lightweight. So listen, the pedigree's there. You know, a lot of these guys, they just need an opportunity. But a lot of them, when they do get the opportunity, they don't shine. Yusuf is a naturally relaxed kind of guy. Like, you know, on the day, he was just, listen, I just want to go. He knew this was his time. He knew there'd be thousands of people watching. And he went out there and he did a job on Kane Baker. And Kane Baker's come off good form. You know, Yusuf hasn't boxed for a whole year. Kane Baker's been out at least 2 or 3 times. And he's been on Matchroom. So, you know, he's used to being under those bright lights. And, you know, like I said, he built up momentum. But Yusuf went up there and just, listen, it's levels. He just showed levels. You know, defensively he was good and he was explosive. I was very, very happy with performance. That's why, you know, we were celebrating, because it's been hard because we've been away from each other in patches as well. You know, it hasn't been easy for Yusuf. You know, because the fight kept getting shifted, the Povetkin fight. You know, Yusuf came up there, had to spend a lot of money to train out there with me, because it's not, you know, anytime you go into camp, it's not cheap, it's expensive. So he's been out I think he's been out to Portugal 3 times, but that's because the dates kept changing. But this last time, you know, when the date got shifted again, you know, he wasn't able to travel back because of the restrictions. They weren't letting any flights coming from the UK to Portugal. Right. So I've had to almost do a lot of the training just watching, you know, online. And but Yusuf, you know, we've been together so long that he knows what I expect of him. And I've always said to him, as long as you work hard and you're in good shape, we can take care of the rest. As in, he can take care of the rest, and I'll give him the advice he needs in the corner. And you could see, you know, you could see that he's one of the best super weights in the country right now, and he's actually in the top 10 as well. So very excited about this young man, expecting big things.
Big things expected from you, Yusuf. Tell us about the fight itself and take us beyond that.
Yeah, the fight was good. You know, I came out. I wanted to be authoritative. I know a lot. Kane Baker gets a lot of momentum of guys that move back of him, that show him a lot of respect. So, you know, I wanted to come out there in the first round and, you know, just show him that, listen, I'm not going anywhere. You know, I was saying in the press conferences at the weigh-in and that sort of stuff, I said, listen, I'm going to go toe to toe. I'm going to meet in the middle of the ring, and we're going to have a war. And, you know, that's what happened on fight night. I came out in the first round. and we went at it from the first bell. I landed some good clean shots. I think I started a little bit too fast in the fight. Xavier got me in the corner when I come back after the first round. So I started to pick my punches as the fight went on. Leading up to the stoppage. I was just trying to work my jab, and then I caught him with the right hand. I think I caught him with the body shot and then the right hand, and I see his knees buckle, and then when I see the knees buckle, it's like when a shark see blood, and I went for it, man. I said, I need to get this guy out of here and make a statement. And show all these other guys that this guy's a problem, man. I'm the banana skin of the weight, man. If you fight me, you're gonna slip.
Okay.
Okay, so you got the win. I think it was the 5th round. You stopped him. Was that what you was aiming for? Was you aiming for the stoppage?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of guys that fight Kane Baker, the guys like Akib Fiaz, etc., etc. They beat him on points, if they beat him, because Kane has beaten a lot of prospects. Credit to him. He gives 110% every fight. He always comes in good shape, and he gives it a real go. Like we saw in the fight before he had against me. He come in late notice against the prospects. Can't remember his name specifically.
Spear.
Spear. He come in against Spear 2 weeks notice or something, and he got the win. So Kane Baker's not a joker. He comes his game, and if you're not on your A game on the night, he can get a win off you. So I wanted to get the stoppage to show people, listen, this guy not only has he got the skills to win, he's got the skills to come in and get a stoppage against a guy that don't normally get stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I think I show people, I can hit with both hands. I got good defense. I can be aggressive. I can box. But yeah, man, I take whoever. What is with me now? It's just whoever gets in the ring. I got the mentality now. Whoever gets in the ring with me, I'm dragging you to hell and back. I'm dragging you to hell and back. Seriously.
Excellent.
There's ain't gonna be no 12-round decisions. This is war now.
Okay, because you've got quite a few. You've gone the distance quite a few times. Has something? You got a 33% knockout ratio. It's probably gone up now. Has something changed? And if so, what? In your mentality, are you looking for the knockout more than you were before? Has something changed?
I just want to be involved in good fights, and I want to entertain people. Boxing is entertainment at the end of the day. So when I go in there, I want to get a stoppage. I want to get a knockout. I want to entertain. I love boxing. The boxing era of the 80s and 90s and that time. Them guys used to come out and just go straight to war, man, and just fight.
That was my next question. I was going to ask you about that. Who are the guys you look up to boxing wise, either past or present?
There's too many. I look up to a lot of people. You got James Toney, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera. There's too many, loads of guys. Growing up, I never wanted to just focus on one person, one boxer, because you can learn off everyone. There's something you can learn of any boxer. I was always taught that instead of just focusing on one person and trying to be one person, take bits of everyone, and then mold it and then become yourself. I'm just trying to be the best me at the end of the day. I don't want to be the next Pacquiao or the next whoever. I'm trying to be the next me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's how I approach it, man. But definitely, I take the mentality of them guys in the 80s. Like someone like Marvin Hagler, he passed away, may rest in peace. The mentality them guys had is just, violence, man.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So we got another special guest waiting in the wings. We're gonna bring him on shortly. So what can we expect from Super Yusuf Kamari? What can we look forward to from you?
Fan-friendly, exciting fights. See, whenever I fight now, it's not going to be boring. There's not going to be. You don't even have to worry about me. What tuning into me and whether the fight is going to be exciting or not. Because the fight's going to be exciting. I'm always going to be there. I'm always going to push the fight. It's always going to be a big drama show, like Golovkin says. But I'm going to be the real drama show. He's on a joke today. I'm going to do the real one, the real drama show, and just have good fights, man. That's what people can expect from me. Good fights, man. Bring boxing back to what it was, because boxing nowadays, sometimes you watch a card and you don't even make it to the main event because the thing's just boring, man. There's a load of rubbish on there. So I'm bringing it back to how it was, man. I want to bring back proper fights, man, proper wars, and give the boxing fans what they want to see, man.
Bring it back Is it too soon to talk about title fights?
Yeah, but whoever's got the title, man, British title, English title, their mama's title, I don't care. Let's fight. Maybe I just want to fight. I just want to fight, man. Title, no title. If it's a good fight, man, let's fight.
Excellente, excellente. Okay. Much thanks for your contribution, Yusuf. You can stick around if you want to stick around. That's good. But it's good to have you up in here for the first time, but certainly not the last time. And
thank you, Rafi. Pleasure, man.
Hey, 100%. I watched the. Oh, I better say what I thought. Yeah, I watched the fight. I enjoyed the fight. I know that Xavier's got big plans for you, and you've been with him from pretty much the damn start. And you're rolling out together, and it's looking good from a fan perspective. I like what I saw. So all I can say is congratulations to you, and keep on doing what you're doing, because it's obviously working. Yeah. It's working.
No, definitely. Like I said, I said it on my Insta story the other day. I feel like I got the best team in the world. I got Zav, Nick, my good friend from a long time, Brima, my strength conditioning coach Dave, my nutritionist Paul. We just work. There's no problems in camp. We all work well together, and like you saw on Saturday night, it all comes together on fight night, and it's just gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. So, for sorry, you have to jump in and fight me, man. You need some health insurance.
100%. That's excellent. That's excellent. Much appreciation. What's this here? Sugarcane Shane says, great stoppage. You peppers him. You peppered him the whole time. Great performance. What else? Yeah, of course. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, RIP. Tony defense was sick. Yes. Great attitude. Superman war. 100%. 100%. And there's somebody else, Xavier. There's somebody else we want to talk about. And he's here with us now. If you want to lead out with that, Xavier Miller.
There's K. You got K there?
Yeah. You want
sure to prosper. Yeah, getting ready for his European title fight. We're jumping from English straight to European, and that's the mentality here. And it's going to be out in Spain, 23rd of April, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Excellente. And without much further ado, let's bring in our next guest. 3 for the price of 1. kprosper
wow.
Building.
Okay.
Up in here, Kai, for the first time. We have the pleasure of having your company. Thank you very much.
Nah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's always good to get exposure, and you're doing good service for the sport, so I appreciate that.
Hey, that's what we're about. That's what we're about at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Real boxing, real skills. And that's why we rock. That's why we rock with Xavier, and anybody he rocks with, we rock with him. So tell us what's going on with you, kprosper. Tell us what is going on with you, your weight division, where you're at, where you're going. Boom.
Yeah. So obviously I'm a super lightweight, English champion. Beat Sam Mason for the English title. Defended it in my hometown Luton, against a guy named Bilal Raymond, who's a good fighter, and I'll be jumping up 2 levels to go and win the European title in Spain. Ripped from his heart in his back garden in Barcelona. So we're prime mid camp now. Just literally finished my sparring sessions on my way home to rest up. We'll go again this evening. A lot of people don't know my name, but after this fight, I'm going to recognize it.
Excellente. So, how many fights have you had? What's your win-loss record?
I've had 16 fights. I've won 14, lost 1, and drawn 1. I've had, I think, 8 stoppages. I've been with Xavier Miller for 2 years now, if I'm mistaken. We've had good camps. I've had 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a 4th fight with IQ, and it was the best move I've done. I was in the team before, and obviously got to a certain level. And now my boxing and my IQ. Where we at? IQ. It's gone up 3 levels now, and yeah, I just think I'm the whole package, and I can go on and do big things with my team.
Yeah, excellent. Xavier, talk to us from your perspective. Talk to us from your perspective about kprosper.
Yeah, I mean, when Kay joined the gym a couple of years ago, immediately we just clicked, you know. I understood exactly what I needed to do to improve his game. And, you know, Kay is very athletic. You know, he's got good power. And he's very intelligent. You know, Kay knows when to do what he needs to do to get the victory and to win rounds. And I'll be expecting, you know, a great performance in a few weeks' time. This is his time now, Kay's time. You know, he's had a domestic. He's been at domestic level, won the English title. We're around forever to get a British title shot. It never came, and we kind of got sick and tired of waiting, to be honest with you, because, you know, just the fights. The 2 guys that were supposed to fight got delayed, and even the other day, again, one of them got injured and couldn't fight. So we would have had to wait even longer. But this opportunity came up, and Kay just said, "Look, yes, immediately." And to jump from English to European is a massive step. But, you know, we win this European title. And, you know, a world title fight is not out of the question. He's that close. You know, anything can happen in the next 6 to 12 months. So this fight is huge. And, you know, I'm just really, really looking forward to it. We've got a really great team around us. We've got a good game plan, and we're going to go out there and execute. Obviously, we've got to do something special out there because we're going to Spain. We're going to his backyard. You're not going to get any favours, especially with the way a couple of the guys have been treated over here recently, when guys from other countries have come over for fights, and you know, it's been a bit disrespectful on the scorecard and so on. So when you go to their backyard, don't expect no favours. You know, so personally, I'll be looking to try and get him out of there. I don't want to leave it to the judges, and then if you can't get him out of there, they just beat him up every round. That's the mentality to me. So yeah, we're really excited about the fight, and I'm really, when I say to you, I'm really, really happy for Kay, because, you know, he's boxed on the small circuit for so long, like Yusuf, and you know, listen, this is a prize fighting business. You know, you fight for money, you fight for honors, you know, you fight for belts. This is why you get into the sport of boxing. You can't become a full-time professional boxer unless you're making money. So the fact he's going to get a chance to perform on a big stage, he's headlining for Matchroom in Spain. This is huge for Kay. It's huge. So I'm just very, very happy he's got this opportunity.
Excellent. So with that, Kay, yeah, you're going into this. It's a Commonwealth, I think, Commonwealth title. How are you approaching this? What's your mindset? Where are you at?
I'm confident I can win this fight. The guy's a good fighter. He's had 35 fights. He's lost twice, but he's always been at the highest level. He's ranked 7 in the world. You know what I mean? So we know the task ahead. But we've had 2 good camps to fight against the Southpaw. We're sparring the best boys around, like the likes of Josh Taylor, Luke Campbell, likes of Jack Brook, good fighters, Elliot Whale. You know, so. And I get on well against these guys. I always hold my own against the best boys around that people probably won't expect me to. And you know what? I just think it's just my time. Like, the way this fight's occurred, it was going to be a couple weeks, and the fight then was delayed. Then it was going to be on a different date, but Jav was going to be in Dylan's corner, but then the fight got delayed again. Like, basically, they tried to give me a couple weeks, but I've been having a full camp. My coach is going to be working with me for the next 4 or 5 weeks. Like, they're even talking that maybe that crowds are going to be open. Like, everything's just falling in line for me to go and make a massive statement and push on to fight for world honours. When I got into the sport, I didn't want to get into it just to be known as a boxer. I want to leave my legacy and achieve something massive. And this is the perfect opportunity for me to be catapulted into them level. So I'm just really confident. I'm just really looking forward to it.
That's awesome. So that's kprosper fighting. What's the fight date again? It's
the 23rd of April. Fighting for the European title, headlining on a Matchroom DAZN show. So yeah, anyone that's watching, please have a look. Yeah, and be introduced for the first time probably. to K, sure to prosper.
Sure to prosper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you got your social media. That's your social media, yeah?
Yeah, my social media is K_prosper on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah, all your support is welcome. Shout out to my sponsors, KMT, JB Developments. IQ's been a massive support, helped me get to this level. Amateur South, Hockery Amateur Boxing Club, Foster and Foster, Clement Consultancy. Just thanks to everyone that's been behind me. It's now time to step up and show people what we're really made of.
100%. Okay, so that was K Prosper. We will be watching, we will be commentating, we will be supporting. So good luck on your effort. Good luck from the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio Show. K Prosper. Thank you very much. Okay. And so we go to Yusuf Super Kamari. Good luck with your next steps. We will be watching, we will be supporting, we will be commentating. So just give the people your social media, your final words, why people should be watching you and your social media. And thanks for coming.
Yeah, man. People need to follow my journey. Me and Kay, man. You know, we're guys. We're coming to bring entertainment to boxing, bring back good fights, entertaining fights, man, and make boxing what it once was. You know, so follow our journey. I'm on Instagram, super_Yusuf, and yeah, my Twitter's gonna come out soon, maybe this week. So you know, stay tuned for that one as well.
100%. So that was Yusuf Super Kamari. Yusuf, thanks for coming on, and we speak again shortly.
Thank you, Rafi, man.
Much appreciation. That was Yusuf Super Kamari. Okay, we're gonna keep on talking for a little bit longer. Xavier, Xavier. Got 43 different names there. Keep on talking for a little bit longer, a few more minutes. And let me
shout out to a couple of the names I recognize in the chat. Adrian Redmond, my super middleweight, was in the chat. My old coach, Austin, he was in the chat earlier as well.
Oh, here he is. Damn,
yeah.
I didn't realize I was talking to Earl.
I think I saw, I think Julio might have made a comment as well. Shout out to him. Yeah, you know, listen, we just, and Sugar Shane as well, one of my amateurs from the IQ stable. Shout out to him.
Sugar Shane. Right there.
Yeah, go ahead. My next question. Anything, Raf? Let's go.
Yeah, excellent to have you in here, and excellent for bringing on the guys, Yusuf Super Kamari and K Prosper. Okay, so and thank you to everyone who's come into the chat. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, and what we got here? Let's get a few questions from you. The Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio crew over to Xavier Miller. Okay. So, Audi alias TT. Mr. Dawkins, what's good? Mr. Miller, many congratulations. I still don't have my voice back, yelling at Dillian to keep it long. Okay. So let's talk about Dillian. Let's talk about Dillian's performance.
We're both in the same boat, man. My voice was gone partially after Yusuf's fight. You know, just keeping these guys motivated and you know, on task. So, but yeah, you know, outstanding performance from Dillian. You know, we're just so happy he just got his revenge, and you know, he's back where he was before. And you know, we're just looking at the next fight, and obviously with Dillian, it's going to be a big fight. Not sure who's going to be next, but listen, he deserves some time with his family. It's been a very difficult year for him. And, you know, just had a newborn as well. So, well, he hasn't seen his child. I think his child's about maybe 3-4 months old. But, you know, we were so locked into camp. And when the date changed, we didn't drop off. You know, we continued to work. You know, I spent Christmas out there. You know, Harold Knight spent Christmas out there. Simon Evans, Al. You know, yeah, you know, we just wanted to work. So, yeah, just really happy with the performance.
Excellente, excellente. And let me take a second to give a shout out to the people who take time out to drop a couple of coins in the jar. So we got the Kent S from the fireman. Big up, Rafi, guest and chat. 100%. Thank you very much for your support. And Audi alias TT, Mr. Dawkins, what's good? Mr. Miller, could Dillian have done 12 rounds at that mad pace? Congratulations.
Oh, good question, man. But the answer to that question is absolutely. We trained so hard. We were hitting all our targets. Sparring was great. If we had to do a 12, we'd done a 12. Dillian was ready to go. You can imagine, obviously, you just can't wait to get back in there. You lost the first fight. You want to get revenge. And that motivation alone will keep you going as well as your fitness. So, yeah, if it had to go 12, believe me, Vetkin just would have been very painful for 12 rounds. I'm just glad it ended early. And, Dillian done a job on him. And, Vetkin's able to go home. He's an honourable guy. He's very quiet, goes about his business like a machine. And respect to him. He took a lot of damage the first fight, a hell of a lot of damage. I know people were really concerned about, obviously, the heavy knockdown Dillian suffered. But I said from the beginning, anyone who interviewed me after, I said, it's the long-term damage. Yes, it was one shot, and it's a big shot, yes. But Vetkin was taking heavy shots for those 4 rounds. So, and he got dropped twice as well. So when we were the fresher guy going in, and obviously Dillian's in the prime of his career. So good performance.
It was a good performance. People, get your questions in. Was the plan to utilize the jab so much, or did it not go as planned?
Yeah, the plan has been from the time I started working with Dillian was to work consistently with that jab. Dillian is a box fighter. I know a lot of people don't quite understand that, because they see Dillian, they just see that he always wants to go to war, but he doesn't. He's always been a good boxer. It's just that people are just not. I don't know why they just don't highlight it. He's always had a good jab. Look at his fights before. Against Rivas, good jab. The rematch with Derek, good jab. He's got one of the best. To me, he's got the best jab in the division. He's got a lot of variety on that jab. And also we spent a lot of time, improving his right hand, and you could see in the fight how good that right hand was. I've said from a long time ago, to me his right hand's actually better than his left hook. And just the way he can deliver it, he's just a very talented fighter. And it's just about working and just improve him so he can be an even better fighter. But the jab was always the key, and he's used it very effectively. But once he hurt Povetkin, then obviously Dillian's a heavyweight, he's a finisher. If he hurts a guy, then obviously he'll use it to settle shots. But the plan was to get him out of there.
The plan was to get him the hell on up out of there. I don't remember who used to say it, but you don't get paid. You don't get paid for overtime in this game. So congratulations, Xavier. Top performance all round. Yeah, I think we all echo that. What difference did the fans make to the event?
Like I said before, I think once the bell actually rings, you're so focused on your opponent, that probably goes out the window. But I'll be honest with you, I think that the crowds make a huge difference. It's just the energy, anticipation, and boxing is about having crowds there. Those 500 people made a lot of noise. They made it feel like a lot more people than that in there. And the event was fantastic. Fight from start to finish. And we need that back in boxing. We need the crowds. And Dillian is an entertainer. He's fighting in front of thousands of people at the O2. He's used to big crowds. So I think definitely the crowd. It's not the be all and end all, but if you can have the crowds, obviously every fighter would prefer to fight in front of a crowd. Oh, shout out to Red October as well. I just saw a message from her.
Yeah, Red October up in the building. Nice to have you. Always a pleasure. What are we saying now? Who we got here? Audi alias TT. Mr. Miller, what weight do you want Dillian to stay? Do you want Dillian at? He was 247 on the night.
I like that weight for him. I like that weight.
Yeah.
And I agree with him. He looked great. So yeah, I like that weight. That weight's good for Dillian. That
weight was good for Dillian. Dillian showed a lot of class. He did some moves. He didn't know what was going on. He brought over his stool, poured the water over Povetkin's head. Was that a mark of respect? Is that a mark of respect? Is that what we were seeing?
Absolutely. I mean, once these guys have gone into battle, you know, there's a relationship and understanding between boxers that people on the outside wouldn't understand. They're in there to hurt each other, but when the fight's over, it's respect. You know, even when Dillian got beat the first time, you could see he shook Povetkin's hand. He said, you know, good work, and he went straight to Eddie and said, I need a rematch. You know, and again, this fight finished. You know, this time he came out the victor. You know, he was obviously concerned, because he knew it was a heavy knockdown.
Yeah,
took the stall over. He's a fighter. He understands. Showed a bit of compassion, a bit of class, and listen, for me, no matter what walk of life it is, you should always have class. That's just me personally. Not just about boxing. In life, you should have class.
Yeah.
And you have to display that at the right moments, and that's exactly what he did.
Yes. Some moments of class there. Nice touches. Where am I now? Oh, the John Daly up in the building. Dillian showed great job against Rivas. The right hand was the biggest improvement, in John Daly's opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I really do like Dillian's right hand. But just across the board, I mean, just, you know, defensively, Dillian was really good. You know, really clever. You know, kept it at the range you need to keep it at, and just had Povetkin under control the whole time. You know, and that's what we need to do. I mean, the first fight, listen, we were winning every round and dropped the guy twice. So you could see, I know obviously the first fight, you know, you got to deal with what comes, the negativity after the fight. But if you go back and watch it, you know, Dillian, the only clean shot really Dillian got hit was with the one that got him in the 5th round. You know, up until that point, defensively, Dillian was good. Yeah, we stood there a little bit too long sometimes, but defensively he was good. He wasn't taking too much. You know, so you could see that he was improving and building from that first fight. And then what you saw on Saturday was obviously, you know, all that hard work, putting all that hard work, and obviously things just become more natural to you as you go along. You know, a lot of guys who are ignorant to understand the teaching of boxing, it's the same in anything. You know, it takes years to develop a fighter. It takes years. You know, certain guys look a certain way because they've been doing it so long, or depending on, you know, who's the one that taught them how to box. You know, the teaching aspect of it is the most important part. You know, I had a very good teacher, so I'm able to pass that on. But you know, these things take time. A lot of times, a fighter's not going to get it the first time, or just get it just like that. You know, it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, and Dillian's a guy who's beat good competition and is one of the best guys, one of the best fighters in the sport. You know, one of the best heavyweights around. So obviously, he's already a good fighter. I just want him to be an even better one. And that's my job. I mean, if that's not what you're doing as a coach, is trying to improve the fight you've got, then I don't see the point of you being in that position. You know, if people can honestly sit there and say they can't see the improvements, then obviously they just got an agenda.
Yeah.
You know, nearly all the boxers that have come at my gym, or any boxer that's actually come into my gym, you know, they've improved. You know, and I've built fighters from the ground up. So, you know, obviously, if the hardcore boxing people, I won't say fans, but hardcore boxing people into the sport, the guys that you regularly see, they know about what I do. They see my fighters, but obviously no one really talks about you until you're on TV.
Yes.
You know, but yeah, it takes time to develop boxers, regardless of where they are in their career. It does take time to build and mold that relationship between you and a fighter as well, and that has to be respected. And all my respect goes to Dillian, because he wanted to learn and he wanted to make changes.
He looked very dangerous out there. He looked very dangerous, and many of those shots look like they could have put many a man on a stretcher.
Povetkin is a real one.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's a real one. He's a tough guy. I mean, that first round, he was in real trouble. But, you know, this is what these guys do, man. You know, he's Olympic gold medalist, former world champion. You know, he's only been stopped once before by Andy Joshua in all the fights he's had. You know, and Dillian got him out of there in 4 rounds. I mean, outstanding performance. I mean, I don't know. There's nothing negative anybody can say. You know, he looked unsteady after the first round because of the shots he was taking.
People are saying that he looked unsteady when he's walking to the ring, Xavier.
Again, you see, this is the kind of madness you have to deal with. I mean, you're watching him train. You've watched him at the open workout. The guy, he was in good condition. He looked sharp. You know, you could see he was ready to go. And honestly, that team he's had that team around him his whole career. You're telling me they're going to go and put him in the ring, and he's not healthy. Right. He's not ready to fight. They wouldn't do that.
For real.
You know, and anybody who's part of a team that would do something like that, to me, is just criminal. You have to know your fighter, and if your fighter is not performing in sparring, then obviously, you know, you don't put them in there. It's a dangerous sport. So all that, I'm expecting to hear a lot of different excuses, but to be honest with you, we don't care. You know, Dillian got his belt back. You know, we're looking for a world title, and that's it. You know, like he said the other day, you know, I mean, the next day he was being interviewed, and he was watching fights, you know, because that fight's passed. We're already thinking about what we're going to do next. So, yeah, great stuff, man. Great stuff.
Yeah. So, in your ideal world, who would be Dillian's next opponent?
To be honest with you,
or is that a question? Yeah, or is that a question for Dillian? I don't know.
No, obviously you can ask my opinion. Obviously, Dillian's his own man. I'm my own man. So you know,
of course.
Listen, as well as a coach, I'm a fan of boxing. So
yeah,
of course. Ideally, you know, it would be Tyson Fury or Andy Joshua, but obviously they're contracted to fight now. So you've got to look outside of those two because that's going to be tied up for a little while. But they were always the focus. You know, they were always the focus. But I understand how big that fight is. They want undisputed. They want one guy to be undisputed. But as long as we're in line to be next, you know, then I'm good. You know what?
You want the winner. You want the winner.
We want the winner. But Dillian's not going to sit around. We know that. We know what kind of character he is. So Dillian's got good people around him. You know, Dillian will just call me and say, Zav, we got to go into camp.
Yeah.
And you know, it's time to go, and that's it. And that's our relationship. He knows that whenever he needs me, boom, I'm ready to go. That's why I stayed out there for a whole year with him and made sure he got this victory.
Yeah.
You know, the job hadn't been done in August, so we stayed out. You know, had to sacrifice time with family, sacrifice Christmas, New Year. We had to do it because we had a job to do. You know, now the job's done. I'm able to come home, spend time with my family, and then he'll let me know when it's time to go again.
Excellent. So you got the win, and then you got the bonus, which is to get home for a long awaited reunion. So that's great stuff. All jokes aside, congratulations on Dillian. Definitely brought the maximum violence. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Miller, do you prefer the phone booth style or the long range with the long left jab?
I like both. I like both. I mean, historically, you know, looking at some of the fighters that I've got, they can fight inside and outside. Yeah. You know, that's how I've taught them to box. You know, hopefully everyone got a chance to see how good Yusuf Kamari is.
Yeah.
Saturday, obviously, it was really good platform for him to be on. And when I say that, you know, because the fight was on YouTube before it went live, you have to understand this is a social media era. That fight's already got over 90,000 views on Sky YouTube. So it's a great platform for Yusuf. A lot of people won't buy into the pay-per-view, you know, but they'll watch that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a really good platform for Yusuf, and you can see Yusuf can work behind the jab. Yusuf can fight up close. Yusuf can use his shoulders to defend himself. He works the body well. He controls range well. Yusuf is a complete fighter. You know, he'll just pick up more and more experience as he goes along, but he can go as far as he wants to go. It's his career. It's completely up to him. You know, he's dedicated and he wants it and he's hungry. So just got to make the right choice at the right time. And when I say that, I'm talking about in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you do that, you know, you'll come out victorious. So yeah, I like both.
Like both. Excellent. So what area do you think Dillian can improve on most after this great performance?
The word I use regularly is maintain. You know, I use it with all my fighters, you know. when you're working on something or you do it well, maintain, be consistent, get better at it. You know, that's what we do. That's what we do. You know, he's displayed a very good jab. Has always had a good jab. You know, Dillion's a very good body puncher. You know, his left hook is amazing. The timing of his left hook.
Yeah.
And his right hand is potent. You know, his right hand is, you know, it's sharp. It's now short. It's now a bit shorter. So, yeah, you know, I would say for any boxer that I have, just be consistent and keep working the things you need to work on, and the things you're not so great at, work on those. You know, that's what a coach should be telling all their boxers.
100%, 100%. What we got? We're gonna do another couple of questions, and then that's a wrap. So hit that like button, folks. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that share button, and hit all of the good buttons. What we got here? Let's have another. Let's go for another one. Let's go for another one. Let's have a look. Yusuf's punch variety is very impressive, says Ruben Guerrero.
Yeah, thank you. That's years and years of hard work. As I said earlier, I met Yusuf. Yusuf actually came to my gym when he was 16, but I've known Yusuf since he was about 14. I used to be at some other amateur clubs before, and especially Wembley, and Yusuf lives in Wembley, so I used to go down to Wembley Boxing Club and coach down there as well while I was at All Stars. So I started coaching Yusuf years ago, and he's 24 years old now. You know, I met him maybe 15, 16. Well, yeah, I met him 14, and he came to IQ when he was 16. So his youth career as an amateur was with my club. He boxed as a junior with All Stars, and he won some good things. And you know, that's why, you know, when you have a fighter that long, you know, you can build them and, you know, work on the things you need to work on. You know, offensively and defensively, he's very he's compact. He's looking more and more like a complete fighter, which is what I need him to be.
Yeah. Red October says you were right. Povetkin had 3 months off already. He was ready.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we were ready to go straight away. I mean, like, you know, when they delayed the fight, that means that no one should have any excuses then. You know, it was always, we got knocked out the first fight, and, you know, we need more time to recover. Then it was, you know, then Povetkin's got corona. It's like I say, with boxing, someone's always got something to say. There's always an excuse, you know. But that performance, you know, honestly, yeah, there shouldn't really be any more conversations about it. He's got his revenge, and we should be looking on to the next fight and just give him the props and the credit he deserves. You know, he's had to give up a lot, sacrifice a lot.
Give the man the props and the credit.
And bear in mind, historically, if you're in, you know, if you know your boxing, most times throughout history, you know, the guy that wins the first fight will win the second fight, but in even more impressive fashion.
Yeah,
that's usually what happens.
Yes.
Obviously, Lennox changed that with his two knockouts. You know, he got revenge both times.
Yeah.
You know, but again, you know, Gerald McLennan against Julian Jackson, beaten the first time, I think over 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah. Hey, Xavier, we've lost sound. We've lost. Oh, it's come back. Can you speak again?
Yeah.
Can you speak now?
Yeah,
Okay. You're back. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about Gerald McLennan and Julian Jackson. You know, obviously, the first fight, he was knocked him out about 4 or 5 rounds, and the rematch, boom. You know, he knocked him out in like a round, I think. So a lot of times that's the way it goes. You know. So and Holyfield again, you know, changed the script slightly. You know, he lost the first fight to Bo, but then the rematch he beat Bo. You know, and so you know, but in history, like it doesn't favor the guy who lost the first time in the rematch. History tells us no, it's not going to happen. So that's why probably a lot of people are saying no, the same thing will happen again. But we knew what we had, and we knew we took so much from the first fight and knew that we made a mistake, and we weren't going to make the mistake again.
Yes. So Kangaroo Jack is a big Tyson Fury fan. It writes, do you believe Tyson Fury is the best natural boxer in the heavyweight division? And do you think Fury needs to be knocked out?
I I think Tyson Fury is a very good boxer, as I do Andy Joshua. You know, that's why these guys are there. You know, that's why they've got world titles. But to me, Dillian is a better boxer than both of them. Dillian to me, he's more versatile than they are. He's more versatile. He can do more. There's more to Dillian's game than their game. We already know exactly what those two guys are good at.
Yeah,
and Dillian's good at a lot of different things. So to me, Dillian is, you know, he just needs to get his opportunity. That's all, and then he'll prove he's number one.
Wow.
That's all it is.
Wow. And that is the reason I asked Kangaroo Jack's question. And that's the reason I saved Kangaroo Jack's question till last. You threw him a swerve ball there. You threw him a swerve ball, thought you were going to capitulate, thought you were going to bow down to the guys with the bigger names, but you did not.
No.
Came out and said it. Ruben Guerrero says, wow. Audi TT says, big up Dillian. Yes.
Audi. Respect.
Yes. You know, don't have to bow down to the bigger names. You come here, you've come in this thing to take everything.
Why should Dillian be bowing down to anybody? Look at Dillian's resume. Dillian's getting in with more dangerous guys than these guys are. You know, he's fighting good guys back to back. So, you know, what he needs is an opportunity. Get an opportunity to fight for a belt, and then we'll see. And we'll see what happens. You know, he's ready to take over. He wants that belt. He wants those belts. So, you know, that's what we're preparing for.
OMG, Xavier, I told you X will go and give it to you. That's one of the first things I said. I said X go and give it to you. No feather duster business. No feather duster business. What I saw from Dillian, he looks scary. He looks scary.
Can I just do a quick shout out to my sponsors, Ralph?
100. Let's go.
Firstly, Tiger Bay. You know, one of my main sponsors. Ealing Boards and Timbers. Bravos. Need to stand up for that one. A boxing glove company. They were great.
Yeah.
You know, KMT. You know, Kevin from KMT was providing me with the hats. And one of my good friends who he's got a company and it's called Foster and Foster. He's sponsoring Kay and Yusuf at the moment. And you know, everyone is associated with IQ boxing. So obviously, you know, the boxing is a roller coaster ride. It's full of ups and downs. And you know, you hang around long enough to do what the good times will come.
Yes. I was going to leave that as the last question because I knew it was explosive. And you responded with an explosive response, and that was great. But I can't stop there. Just got to slip in another quick one. Xavier, although happening less now with yourself, McGuigan, and Booth being available, why do UK fighters often look elsewhere for trainers once they hit a certain level?
I think all boxers should look for what they need. You know, if they feel that they're not getting what they need from this side of the pond, then, you know, it's your career. You know, Boatsi's decided to go across the pond and train with Andre Ward's trainer. Can't remember his name now, sorry.
Virgil Hunt.
Virgil, isn't it? Yeah. It's his decision. You know, Dillian's decided to have me as his head trainer. It's his decision. You know, it's you have to bear in mind, at the end of the day, it's their career. We have got good trainers over here. You know, you mentioned a few names. I don't really call out other trainers doing this. I'm focused on Xavier Miller and IQ boxing, and what we do. But yeah, you know, there's good trainers all over the world. And the one thing I will say is that, you know, just because you haven't seen a trainer on TV every 5 seconds doesn't mean you're not a good trainer. There are thousands of trainers in gyms. I can tell you now, because I've seen it myself, that are as good as the guys you see up there. Sometimes they just didn't get an opportunity. Some guys have put in 20, 30, 40 years in the sport, whether it's amateur level or pro level, but they never had that boxer that's high profile. Doesn't mean not a good trainer. You know, it's only a chosen few are selected. And, you know, when you get the opportunity, you have to take it. And that's just the way it is. And what I've made sure I've done is I've been around the right people. I've made sure I've built fighters from scratch so I get the respect. That's the most important thing to me as a coach. is when they see a boxer, right, who built that guy, you know, from start? Because to me, that is true value.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay taking on a fighter who's already established, who's already won things. You know, obviously, yes, you can improve them, and obviously that's another part of the journey. But as a coach, you should also look to build fighters. You know, that's for me. That's a very, very important. That was an important part of my education. You know, I spent years watching the guys like Manny Stewart and with Hearns. You know, he had Hearns through the amateurs. I really wanted to have something like that where I built a guy through the amateurs and then turned pro with them. You know, so we shared the journey together. So that part of my, you know, my career is very important to me. The other part of it, obviously, was to work with well-established boxers. You know, and I was fortunate enough to have people around me where I got opportunities to be in the corner for big fights, and now, you know, get a chance to lead big fights. And you know, I've had to work very, very hard for it. I had to sacrifice everything. Yeah. And you know, that's just the way it is. You work really hard, and obviously, opportunity will come eventually. You know, but sometimes some of these guys, like I say, they put the same amount of work in. They've tried it all, but they just never got that marquee name. Doesn't mean they're not great trainers. You know, don't always you know, oh, well, I've seen this guy with this guy, so he must be great. No, there's other guys out there. There's other fighters out there, you know, which you said proved the other day. A lot of people are picking Baker, but based purely on because they've seen Kane Baker on TV. Yeah. They didn't know how good Yusuf Kamari was. They didn't go on. If they'd gone and watched some videos on YouTube, they would have said, you know, well, maybe we know exactly what you're looking at, but because you see, you know, you see a guy on TV, well, no, that's the guy I'm going to go for because I never heard the other guy before. Yeah. Again, a little bit of ignorance. You know, unfortunately, that's just the way it is in the sport. But yeah, it's good. It's good to come from the ground up because you know what you've had to do to get here. You know, so a lot of these guys have had to sacrifice their whole life to do what they do. So I don't talk negatively about any coach, and if they want to talk negatively about me, that's up to them. You know, again, it's just a lack of class. I've got class.
We see that. And ladies and gentlemen of the Combat Radio people and everybody who took time out of their day to come over and listen to Xavier Miller, coach, many fighters, Yusuf Kamari, kprosper,
Adrian Redmond.
Boom. You know?
Yasser Arguina. Dennis Wahome. Dennis Wahome. Mamadi Biantiolo. Listen. I've had fighters in my stable for years.
There you go. There you go. And he's taking time out of his day, which we very much appreciate. Xavier Miller, we appreciate you taking time out. We appreciate you coming over. The first interview, it's an exclusive to the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, and we have to show our appreciation. Say we appreciate it. Appreciate what you've done. The fights were exciting. Congratulations to Yusuf. Congratulations to Dillian. And we're looking forward. We're seeing the fruits of your labor. We're now seeing the fruits of your labor, and we're looking forward to see more fruits from the trade, the ring IQ, the IQ boxing. All we can say is Xavier Miller, many thanks. Enjoy your little break with your family. I know you're going to be straight back on that grind. Xavier Miller, much appreciation. Thank you, sir.
Take care, Rafi, man. See you soon.
And that was Xavier Miller. And we have to give Xavier much thanks. Couldn't get to all of your questions. You know, the Rafi likes to keep things tight and polite. You know, and I think we like this thing concentrated. It's like we concentrate the juice. And give it to you guys. Nice and polite, concentrated. Big up yourself, Raf. Good listen. IQ Boxing, the future is bright. Yes. Red October. Absolutement. Much thanks to you. Nice one, Rafi. got the scoop. We got the scoop. You know what I'm saying? Came with a little crew. We had a nice little chat. Nice and easy like. Nice and easy like. James Jameson says, thanks, Xavier. Absolutely. Thanks to Xavier. Super Kamari. kprosper. Maybe one day we get the dilly. We get the big dilly-o. We get the big dillion up in the building. Maybe we do that. Huh? Maybe we do that. And many thanks to the guys that make the show possible. Come through to sponsor the show in the form of Kent S. Fireman, previously known as the Fireman. Big up Rafi, guest and chat. Who else did we have? Sponsor, not another sponsor of the show. The second sponsor of the show was Audi TT Alias. Mr. Dawkins, what's good? Yes. So much appreciation for you guys putting that sponsorship money, sponsoring the show. Couldn't get to all of your questions, but they were all thoroughly appreciated. Do you think AJ or Dillian can get into promotion after boxing? Well, they're both in management. And yeah, absolutely. I think they absolutely could. What would y'all ask Dillian? Yeah. What would you all ask Dillian? Yeah, well, let's get him on. Let's get him in the ring. Let's get him in the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio hot seat. Let's get him on up in there. Jamaican slow roast with Rafi and Dillian. Yeah. I co-sign on that one. So that was the show. It was the coach Xavier Miller. First exclusive interview after White's KO of Povetkin on Rumble on the Rock. Much appreciation to go out to the IQ boxing IQ guys. Much appreciation to everybody, the sponsors of the show, you guys who came in, who hit the like button, who hit the share button, who hit the subscribe button, and left your comments for us. So much appreciation goes out to everybody. It won't be so light. You won't be so polite if you're having Dillian on. Well, you know, Rafi makes it polite. How many kids has Dillian got? I would imagine quite a few. Mr. Dawkins, you're moving into the big time, in big fun. We're having big fun over here with the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. That's the priority. You know, get the information out there and get the communication out there. Have some fun with it too. I think that's the recipe. So thank you for everyone who came up in here. Mr. Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. Fine, Doctor, you'd be as well giving Rafi bet money now. Yeah, give me the money now. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It was the Xavier Miller, the kprosper, the Super Kamari, Yusuf Super Kamari. All up in here. And thank you to all. It's Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. And I'm out. Blessed.